Hey, it's Joe from VCAM TV Studios, and today for Radio DJ Reacts, JR is going back to the 80s. You could say he's going back to the future. And I'd say that because our first show is Family Ties, starring his and my favorite, Michael J. Fox.
Radio DJ reacts, feel the rhythm it attracts. My stardust melody,
Got the record going here.
Okay, that was the Hoagie
Oh, get on there, buddy.
Stardust, sung by the great Mel Efros on the Master Seal label. This is WLEL, voice of Leland University, and you're listening to Syncopated Money. The only radio show that combines classic American music with in-depth analysis of the business scene. I'm Alex Keaton.
Probably.
Alex Keaton, how can you resist him? He's so cute.
He loves that.
Those are good bumpers. What do you think?
You know, I've always erred on the side of self-deprecating humor.
Oh, we have proof of that.
Dude, fine. If you don't want to sing, I'll try it.
Well, singing is so difficult.
It is, and
That's
when
why
you
I talk for a living.
It's always a relief when you get them right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear ya. That's how we feel when we finally do our jobs right.
Yeah, which takes a lot of takes.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of takes.
Yeah.
You know, any kind of joke I can make about myself, any kind of caller I can get to, you know, crack a joke at my expense.
Or wrestler.
I talk to, like, singers and music, like, all day, but I get to talk to, I'm sweating so bad right now.
Well, those jackets are really, you know, they hold everything in probably. But
I'm trying to look cool for you. I'm just over here sweating. My glasses are fogging up. I'm like, she probably just thinks I'm a loser, you know?
At least you got Bailey to comfort you.
I blend into the couch, so I look dumb. Don't worry about it. I hope that made you feel a little better.
Do we look all right?
You look good. You look good enough.
Good, okay.
I've been told that my whole life.
That's
So I gotta tell you how extremely jealous I am of Logan, because you've already lived the dream that I've always wanted to live, and that was being in a boy band.
Yeah?
Yeah. Tell me about the crazy life that was Big Time Rush.
Tell me when these dreams started happening.
Probably when I was about 13.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
My first time around, I couldn't get off the lift. So I had to ride that son of a gun all the way back around. All the other kids are pointing up, laughing at me. I was traumatized by the whole thing. Or even in my, you know, sweepers, I've had things like, you know, you're up late with JR and he's not qualified to do your homework, or, you know, he failed Spanish in high school twice. You know, I've always erred on the side of self-deprecating humor rather than like Alex P. Keaton having his sweepers just put him over and over constantly.
Hey, we've got a guest here in the WLEL studios. It's Lauren Miller, psychology student here at Leland University, lover of American music, and hopelessly devoted girlfriend of yours truly.
He's like,
Alex
I need
Keaton.
somebody in here with me. We need to fill this time. Oh, gosh.
I don't want to go on the
Don't
radio.
do it again,
Help me
man.
out,
The crowd will
help me out.
turn on you.
Talk about anything you want. Just try to tie it into music. So, Honey Bunch, what you got in your mind?
Do you want to go to the movies tonight? Bebop, bebop, doo-wah, doo-wah.
Okay, well, honey, actually, I'm going to be busy tonight, but, listen, I don't think the listeners are interested in hearing about our personal life.
Ooh, you gotta keep that off the air. What do you think? Would you allow this much of your personal life to get on the air?
It's a fine balance, right? It's, you don't want to air your dirty laundry on the air, but you do want to be able to draw from real life personal experiences. And then your challenge as a professional is, how does my audience relate to this? Is this something that they're probably experiencing now, or something that they've probably experienced before? And if the answer is clicking yes more times in your head than no, then definitely go that way.
My ex just asked me to be his Valentine. And I'm not really sure what to say back.
Kelsey in Denver, you do not want relationship advice from me, but I'll find you some, okay? Should Roxy in Denver take the date? All right, girl, spill it.
So I matched with this guy on Bumble, okay? And I'm so excited. He's really hot, and I'm about to go on a date with him this weekend. Well, I just found out that he is my son's second grade teacher.
Juliet in Denver, what's going on?
So, yeah, I did something last night that kind of made my boyfriend mad.
Okay.
So I wanted to know if you agreed with me that he was overreacting or if I was the jerk.
All right, break it down. What happened? Okay, so I had this girl reach out, right? Her boyfriend wanted to get into shape for the new year, hired a personal trainer. Well, come to find out, you might know where I'm going with this. What I've learned through my experiences is, you know, your real life stuff, your real life hardships or relationship trouble or financial trouble, that is more relatable to people than you trying to put on this, you know, pretend everything is perfect all the time persona, because that just gets exhausting.
Okay, this is I Feel So Good by the late, great, legendary Eddie Dupree. Lord knows we miss him so.
My baby said she's coming home, and I hope that she don't think.
Yeah, hello, WLEL.
Is this Keaton?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Alex Keaton, the only DJ with a sound fiscal policy. Do you have a request?
Yes, I have a request. I'm Eddie Dupree, and my request is before you go around burying people, I wish you'd get their permission first.
Wait a minute. You're really Eddie Dupree?
No!
That's right.
You're still alive?
Closest I come to death is sitting here listening to you on the radio.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in for the artist to actually call him and call him out in real time. That's super funny.
Have you ever made like a comment about somebody you didn't think was listening, or maybe like a fellow musician or jock, and suddenly you realized, oh shoot, they might have heard that?
No, man, I'm trying to think. No, I'm pretty confident that I've never announced somebody to be dead that was very much living.
Buy my album, please. I can't tour forever. My body's breaking down. I have diarrhea every other week.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far.
And I have herpes. I'm joking. That's not true.
You know what? We're just here to have a good time, not a long time. I'm sure I've said some misinformation before because, you know, honestly, we're in the information age and there's so much of it so often. Who knows how much of it is, you know, fact-checked and you know, made sure to be true. That's why you got to be really careful about what you say, or you need to be able to give your source, you know?
So you've never fallen for some internet rumor, an online hoax? You know, say they said that Dua Lipa got arrested for check forgery. You've never fallen for anything like that?
Oh, no. I have certainly not said that before. Thank goodness. I could only imagine some of the stuff that I've said about different artists and, you know, talked about alleged things, or, you know, just you're trying to fill time, you're trying to be funny, informational, and informative, and some of the stuff you say, you know, who knows how true it is.
We're here at Mission Ballroom just moments before you're going to take the stage.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I've got an hour or 2
For the
hours.
sake of this.
All right, yeah, sorry. I was like, I need to get ready.
Our next show is The Facts of Life. And as you can see in this scene, everything is going super wrong for her.
And in 5 minutes, Victor King's up next with the Midnight to 6 right here on WLGFM.
Setting the appointment, you gotta love that.
Hey, Victor, hurry up. You're on in a minute.
What's this guy's deal?
You're drunk?
Oh no! That's so unlike me.
You don't drink.
That's what I told them. But they said it was part of my fraternity initiation.
Yep.
And that was Mad Dog with Can't Wait one more time. And hey, since it's such a great song, let's listen to it again.
Oh gosh, she's scrambling right now. Not sure what to do. Who has all the records?
Have any of the older employees you've worked with told you any of these horror stories of working with records?
No, really I haven't, man. You know, because I haven't heard any horror stories of jocks with records. Yeah, the only person that I would know that would give me that kind of thing would be Rob Steele, my mentor. And he's the guy that's actually responsible for me getting into the broadcasting industry, because he told me, I don't even think when he got into radio they were using records. I think they may have just switched to CDs. But gosh, I'm sure those could skip, right? But yeah, all my experience with radio has been all digital. There's been instances where the wrong file has played, you know, and it may have had a word in there that it wasn't supposed to have in there. How that got into the system, I don't know. But yeah, you just gotta hope nobody hears it and nobody reports you.
WLG, 1 minute, please. WLG, 1 minute, please. Good morning, WLG. It's a special tribute to Mad Dog. You want to make something? Oh, it's skipping. Oh, thanks. Hold on.
No.
And now, as a special treat to all you Mad Dog lovers, WLG is proud to bring you the other side.
Oh, here we go. Run over. Quick.
What is the craziest, maybe worst night filled with disaster you've ever had at the radio station?
Gosh, you know, fortunately, there's never been one particular show that just was unsalvageable. I've certainly had my fair share of breaks where I would just stutter. I've grown up with a stutter my whole life. It's something that I still battle with now. Somehow still became a professional radio host. I don't know how I pulled that off. But I've definitely, you know, mispronounced things, or, you know, in a sense, if you're talking up a song and you're live and you're on your board and you're trying to hit play for your next track, sometimes that button would stick, right? And it wouldn't actually fire off the next song. So what would you think to do? Hit it again. Except then it skips two things and it starts playing multiple songs or elements and sweepers all at the same time, and you just have a freaking panic attack in that moment. But you eventually get your composure, and you know, the average listener, they're not gonna remember that nearly as long as you will. So you just got to keep moving.
So one time I remember I came to pick you up from the radio station at night because we were gonna hit the gym afterwards. And one of your responsibilities was that even after you're off the air, you still want to check to see how the signal sounds while you're out in public. And then all of a sudden the radio station started merging? What happened?
Basically what happened, and I've had this happen to me in Denver as well, where imaging or, you know, pre-cut programming, or in this case, it was programming that was fed in from out of town. It was live, but it was patched in from out of town. And somehow the signals got crossed, and that piped in show that was supposed to be on WHOM started playing on WJBQ. And I'm like in a full-on panic attack because I have the night show and my show just ended, and then this started happening. And it was, you got to try to get in touch with your PD or your SVP or your engineer, and you're just like, you know, you're the last line of defense. If you were the last person in there, it's basically on you. So you got to really try to like figure that out. Yeah, that was, dude, I totally forgot about that. That was scary stuff. It's like if there's ever a pause in a song and it's a little bit too long, you're like, are we off the air? Are we off the air? Are we off? Oh, okay. We're good. We're good.
On the flip side, what's the best night you've ever had of radio?
You know, when everything's gone right, when you leave your shift and you're just jacked up and you're like, you know what? I crushed that today. My contest went great. My callers were good. How did two raccoons get into your house?
I think through a vent up in the attic.
And did they tear it up or what?
Oh, yeah. It looked like the gremlins were here.
My on-air topics went well. I captured some great social media content. I pumped out a great blog. So you want to be a radio DJ, huh? All right, cool. Time for you to step up to the mic and tell Lucky Caller 9 they just scored tickets to see Dua Lipa. I'll have a script and a timer waiting for you in 3 seconds. You ready? Just working in an industry like radio where on top of being a jock, you're also a full-time content creator. So when you can leave your shift knowing that you gave everything your best and it went well, it's a win. It's an absolute win. And those are some of the best feelings.
Step by step, ooh, baby, gonna get to you, girl.
And chasing that feeling is why, you know, I still want to do radio. That's why I want to talk into a mic in some capacity the rest of my life.
Commencement highlights?
The word derives from the French word commencitar, which means to commence.
Yeah, this is just a train wreck right now.
It was that or polka on down the road.
Oh, I would have went with the polka.
It's cultural programming.
Yeah, it is now.
Here. Oh, Tootie, you brought records. Thank you.
As soon as I got your message, I rushed right over.
The Police, Springsteen, Billy Idol. This is great.
Oh, yeah, she's in business
Well,
now.
wait a minute. All the AM stations play the hits. It's so commercial. This is college radio. Do the unexpected.
Yeah.
Like this?
We could call it a beginning. We could call it starting out. But we don't.
Play the hits.
Yeah, let's yeah. Tootie, my hat's off to you, Tootie, because when all else fails, play the hits. That's the thing. That's what the people are there for. And that can be a tough thing for some jocks to want to hear. They think, oh, well, they're there for me and my personality and what I have to say. And it's like, yes, but that's a super small part of the pie, right? And you got to eat a little humble pie to understand that.
We spend a lot of time carefully choosing the songs we play. That's why you hear only the music you like best.
They're there to hear their favorite songs from their favorite artist, right? They're there to hear what's happening in their town, within their community that affects their lives. And if you can kind of make them laugh along the way, then you're doing your job and you're a pro.
Our next clip comes from the 70s going into the 80s TV show Happy Days. Richie Cunningham has now taken on the position of disc jockey, which he just kind of accidentally stumbled into.
I'm here. I'll go into the booth. I'll point my finger at you. You flick the mic, read the intro to the next record. There's nothing to it.
Me? Thrown to the wolves, just like I was.
Are you kidding? Microphones give me the shingles.
Yeah. Put on the cans, dude. Richie, I think is his name. He doesn't understand what a luxury it is for him to have a producer.
Jay Cunningham.
I've been my own producer for 10 years. It's tough.
To Lori Beth from Tom and Eddie. Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
You did great, kid. You did great.
Yikes. So he is incredibly nervous. Is this what your first time on the air was like?
Oh, dude, yeah. I remember my first ever broadcast. I always had this stupid saying whenever Rob would bring me in, because I didn't know anything. I didn't know what to do at all. I'd always say, he'd always be like, hey, you know, it's Ross Steele. I'm here with JR. And I go, yep, that's me. What's happening, Maine? Like I wasn't talking to one person. Like I was talking to the entire state at one time. It took me a really long time, not until like maybe 4 years or so into my broadcasting career until I actually found my voice.
Is this true what I heard, that you actually sat on the song for a year?
Mm-hmm. We sat on it for a year, worked on the production. It didn't take too long to like finish this song.
But I remember those early broadcasts, those were terrifying. Even with a seasoned veteran coaching you through, giving you, you know, cues on when and where to get out, when to hit the door, we call it. Yeah, those early shows were terrifying. So I can definitely relate with Richie. What WWE superstar's catchphrase is "You can't see me"?
Cena again, baby.
His name is John Cena! Yeah, buddy! You got it!
Hey, you weren't bad, Cunningham, but how long you had that stuttering problem?
Oh, yeah, well, I guess I was a little nervous.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, I don't think kids identify with an adult ranting and raving, but with you, it's different. You're one of them, even with the stuttering.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun.
So they just called out Richie on his stuttering. Has stuttering ever been a problem for you?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely relate with Richie's stutter. That's something that I've battled my whole life. Before I got into radio, I was writing and recording rhymes, and there was something about the cadence and the timing of the beat, right, that would just eliminate my stutter and keep me in rhythm and in time. And then later, that would be talking up the ramps and the intros of the songs. That would have the same effect, where my stutter would more than likely disappear. It was having to talk more long form without a beat bed, without a ramp. That was the most terrifying. And that's when I was afraid that my stutter would come out.
I think I'm onto something here. A teenage DJ.
I might have found my new night host.
Yeah. You'll fill in for Charlie for a while. You'll still get your $25 a week, but starting tomorrow, you won't have to sweep up anymore.
Oh.
That's great.
And that's just the harsh reality of radio. You start for pennies.
One step at a time.
If pennies at all. I started for free.
$25 a week? How would you feel if you made $25 a week?
That really hit way too close to home for me. So my first gig, I started out as a mix show DJ, right? I would bring in my decks or pre-tape a 30-minute mix 5 days a week, right? I didn't get paid a single penny. But at the time, I didn't care because my name was on the air. And that was the coolest feeling in the world because I always wanted to be a part of something bigger than me, right? I always wanted to feel like I could achieve something great. And hearing my name on the radio and being able to perform on the radio as a DJ, it gave me that fix. It went from working for free to working for expired coupons and gift cards that you would bring to the store, and either the store was gone, one, or they had already expired, so you couldn't use them. And then it turned into just an abysmal salary. And I've been able to really, over the last 10 years, pay my dues and really earn a livable wage, something that I'm really proud of, something that I never thought I would accomplish. But those early days when you start, you're working for peanuts, boy.
Hi out there, folks. This is WOW, the WOW radio station.
Yep.
And I'm Richie the C.
What?
We're going to start off today's music with a record.
A record, huh?
And it's going to be Little Darling. And it's to Kathy from the first string of the Hamilton High Hoopsters.
Come in here a minute, will you, Richie?
Put the headphones on, Rich. What are you doing, man?
I understood every word.
I hope you didn't mind that Richie the C. It sounds a little more rock and rollish.
No.
Catchy. You know what I mean?
You should go by Richie
Easy
Rich.
enough for your fans to spell.
Well, yeah.
You know something? I like your style.
Or Richie
I didn't
Unrich.
know I had a style.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
How would you like to be my top disc jockey permanently?
Wow.
You have my own radio show every day?
Well, let's give it a spin and see if it comes up money.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Bander.
Besides, at $25 a week, you're a steal.
Oh,
Well,
man.
for a chance like this, I'd do it for nothing.
I gave that some thought.
Richie the C. What are your thoughts on that handle?
It's stupid. Richie the C's not a good name. He should have been Richie Rich, maybe Richie Unrich, or just Richie. I think, especially him being that young and being able to directly relate with the demographic of their station, which I'm guessing for the era of the show is probably top 40. So we're talking girls 18, 34 and teens, He should have just went by himself, should just went by Richie. Or even his full name, Richie Cunningham. That sounds legit to me.
That was the Fab Bill Haley.
Oh,
and
look
his
at him now. Who does he think he
swinging with
is?
their disc click. See you later.
Why? Oh, man, he's losing his charm. He was being himself, and now he's being what he thinks he's supposed to be. He's got it backwards here.
Dizzy Dix is a Richie the C pick platter. It's Dog Bird. Yeah. That's,
Oh, gosh, this is just not going well.
Cute, kid, cute. But do me a favor, will you? Scream a little quieter.
I know, he's shouting. He's just shouting the whole time.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah. Just announce
Which is, I mean, you know, when you break in, you think you're supposed to be this way up here and...
Remote? Yeah, that's a broadcast from a location. WEE
A remote,
competition did one from the Bonsoir Lounge, and they clobbered us in the Hooper rating.
So now Richie is really full of himself. He's got himself a pink suit. You think this is all just a bit much?
You know, he was not making enough money to buy that suit. He's probably still paying off that suit. And the other part, his name to Richie the C, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it wasn't authentic. But again, when you're brand new in the industry, that's the hardest thing, right? You're being what you think you're supposed to be, and that's going to be a reoccurring theme in this series. Rather than just being who you authentically are, maybe with the volume turned up a little bit.
I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
The radio station is going to send Richie on a remote.
Oh, a
You're
little
all
nervous,
shy.
huh? Well, look who's here. Fonzie. Fonzie, who would you like to dedicate the first record to?
What was that about?
Well, how about you?
Not even a hey? What's their deal? Why are they so against him?
Richie Cunningham let that fame go to his head and became kind of a dick.
Here's You Send Me.
Yeah, they're like, this isn't our friend. This isn't the guy we know. You've turned into some maniac.
Boy, is he bombing out. Oh, that's not true, Johnny.
I've done remotes at gas stations, bowling alleys, just sports games.
It's their first time on radio.
What's the worst or best experience you've ever had with one of these?
Man, a dead crowd like that doing a remote. I mean, I've done some pretty lousy remotes in my career. Like, you know, most recently going to a random brand new gas stop. And you know, they're open now and they got all the best drinks and they got all the best of this, and like nobody shows up, you know? So it's up to you as a professional to make it seem as if there's a lot more happening than there actually is, you know? And I think that's where Richie the C kind of went wrong.
Well, we're really humming along now. It's time for another record dedication.
He's bombing, dude. This isn't going well.
Anybody at all? You just shout one out.
Yeah, you lost him, dude. You lost him.
Help him.
Okay. Look, I have a request.
Oh, hi, sir. It's nice to see that the older generation is represented here
talking
tonight.
about the
Who would you like
What
to
do you
dedicate
mean,
the
the
next
older
record to?
generation?
I got one.
When you get the microphone
hello,
in
little
front of
girl.
you, at
What's
first
your
it can be a
name?
little bit intimidating.
Oh, no relation, no relation. Would you like to make a record dedication?
Sure. I'd like to dedicate the next record to someone I really admire and have always looked up to.
Oh, and who's that little girl?
Charlie the Prince, who used to have this show.
Oh, no.
I just thought he's our buddy, you know?
He's your buddy too, Fonz.
Yeah, he's my buddy. So what? What difference does that make?
Come on, Fonz.
You guys gotta kind of like support him. I know he's got this weird attitude now, but he's doing his best. He's being what he thinks he's supposed to be. You gotta steer him the right way, not give him the cold shoulder here, Fonz.
From Arnold's Driving.
Oh.
Dance.
All right, well, hey, it's happening now. In the end, I guess it worked out for old Richie C here. I've DJ'd so many, like, proms and winter carnivals and homecomings and colleges and stuff. One of the things I've always wished to do is broadcast live from the dance. I've broadcasted live from nightclubs and stuff that I've DJ'd at, but never, like, at a school like that.
Richie Cunningham signing off and leaving the scene with his record machine.
He found himself in the end. It was a success. That was a journey. That was a journey from Richie being his just, you know, nerdy self, just, you know, teenager. And then all of a sudden he just turns into this like shtick man. He's all over the place. He gets a big head. He gets humbled. And then he realizes, oh, I was just supposed to be myself. There's a valuable lesson in this clip. Be yourself. Be yourself when you're on the air.
Be yourself.
Want me to stinger? Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, all 3 if you're feeling up to it. Again, my name is JR. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, it's cool to be you. Peace.